All right. I want to say we're looking for hunting some things. Rapport.
That was easy.
Oh, two Rapport.
That was easy.
Oh, that's a lot.
Moons, give me strength.
It's no longer a lot.
That was easy.
I leveled up. Hooray.
Moons, give me strength. That was easy.
How many do I need? I kind of assume that they will be like, oh, you've got enough when there's enough. I don't know if that's a dangerous assumption to make here.
That was easy. Yeah.
Oh, I missed.
Yeah.
Turns out I was right. It was just gonna stop me when I had done enough.
Hello.
Hello. I'm on the hunt for firewood
As one does in
on deserted
RPGs about being
islands.
sky pirates.
Yeah.
Oh, right, yeah, because Vyse got his ass stranded
Yep.
and made a skeleton friend.
And he made a skeleton friend, and that skeleton vanished very quickly.
Interior decorating, if that skeleton does not spark joy. Survival kids.
Apparently, Unity was the developer on that Survival Kids thing.
Oh, interesting. So Konami was the publisher then? Or?
Yeah. Mostly, I'm just because I think I feel like that's the first game like developed by Unity themselves. At least I can't think of anyone other one.
When you say Unity did it, you mean is it the new Survival Kids or the original
The
Survival
new
Kids?
survival kids.
Okay, I was like, I don't think they existed that
No,
long
yeah,
back.
the old survival kids was probably Konami themselves. I don't actually know.
Okay.
Uh, my friend Carl1001 would be the person to ask about that. He has played
Okay.
a lot of survival kids.
Pretty sure those are just Konami, but the first two. But I could. Not like I've done a deep dive on Survival Kids. Anyway, in this house, the only survival kid we care about is Vyse
That's true.
and his missing skeleton friend, who may or may not have been a kid.
Also, definitely failed at the whole survival part. What with being a skeleton.
Yeah, survival's hard times. And also, counterpoint, what if he was always a skeleton?
Mr. Bones is here.
Hey, hello.
Hello.
Hey.
How's it going?
I'm fixing a boat.
I see that. I was gonna say it took me a little bit to actually get into the stream, but I appreciate and relate to Vice's line of "I spent the rest of the day resting in the cave."
Yeah.
Indeed. We all spend some days resting in the cave.
Oh yeah. I'm kind of hoping this whole thing of him fixing up the sick boat just ends with like, all right, I finally made a thing that can get me off this little island. And then the rest of the party just shows up to save him anyways. And it's like, ah, shit.
Sounds on brand.
I like the little flying speedboat, though.
Yeah. It was like a nice
Personal airship is a fun thing.
It was a nice shot with the big moon in the background and if you called this, I swear.
Oh, wait, are they just doing the thing?
Well, there is a ship just suddenly
that's
in the
a different
distance.
ship.
Okay.
Ship looks evil.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hey, how's it going?
I live barely, but I live.
How goes the disease?
The diseases they actually both kids are sick, and we're pretty
Oh,
sure
fun.
that they have different things.
Oh,
Oh,
fun.
awesome.
So one might have hand, foot, mouth / measles. Don't know yet. We'll figure that out.
Ugh.
And the other has some sort of stomach bug.
Gotta get Dr. Goomba Tower on that shit stat.
Yeah. Well, why are there just pictures of ladies on this boat?
I feel like you know the answer to this.
You're right. It was just surprising at the moment.
Look at this guy.
Oh.
I'm sorry to hear that your household has been shotgun blasted by Nurgle.
The rot is setting in. Speaking of which, I have bought minis.
Oh, no.
How deep in the hole are you?
I've bought a set.
Okay.
Yeah.
What army?
Battle Sisters.
Nice.
Yeah.
My favorite factions have always been them and the Tyranids.
I haven't really got into the Tyranids that much. I like what I've seen of the Battle Sisters a lot, and Grey Knights are pretty cool. I like orcs, but there's so fucking many of them, and I don't want to just paint everything green and like leather. So,
Yeah, there's not a ton of variety there, I suppose.
but orcs. Otherwise, I love the orcs.
Space Marines.
The fact that they are like weird, like reality shifters, but they don't know how to use it.
Oh, it's
They just
great.
have the power of belief,
Oh, I
which
just
basically
realized
what like
something.
the
Hold
sisters
on.
have too. They just are so devout that it becomes true.
Yeah, the sisters
Miracles
are
are
so
real.
zealous.
It's gonna look real weird here in a second.
Oh,
I forgot that I was streaming Switch 2 things and therefore had it in 16:9, but this is not a 16:9 game.
I like his glasses.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always been a fan of the Tyranids because of the concept that it's like, what if like the Xenomorphs were like a weird biological version of the Borg,
Yeah,
and
fucking
also
gene
we're just like
stealers.
constantly evolving into weird bioweapons. It's like, yeah, it's like, what if a Xenomorph just came out of somebody's chest as like a chest burster, and then grew up with like a bio gun that shot acid? It's like it just makes a shotgun out of its body and then shoots you with bones.
This guy seems like
Oh
a
yeah,
real
like their own.
dirtbag.
Yeah, their guns are all grown.
Yeah, like their guns are like grown from inside their bodies and like have organs to fire stuff. Like organic chain gun.
Shit's whack.
They're great. I love the designs. I love the concept. Just looking at them. Sometimes I'll just go on like just look up people's painted models of Tyranids and just be like, yeah.
I was very close just to start off easy, and I'm having now like opened up the box for the Battle Sisters fucking set and looking at all those pieces and having to put those together. Probably should have started with like the introductory set that just has Space Marines and Tyranids, but fuck it.
But Space Marines are boring.
Space Marines are
That's
boring.
very true.
Like outside of like I don't know, like Space Wolves are kind of cool, and like Salamanders, but
Yes, Space Marines with a cool gimmick are cool. But if you're just talking like
Ultramarines,
Ultramarines,
yeah.
God.
no.
That's my one problem with all the Space Marine games is they keep focusing on Ultramarines, and it's like, come on, give us someone cooler than this.
Yeah, at
I
the
think-
end of Space Marine 1, like the Blood Angels briefly show up, and that's about it.
All
I
the
picked
Space
up.
Marine talk is reminding me of the Giant Bomb Quick Look for Doom, where they made John Hellway.
Man, Doom: The Dark Ages is basically a Warhammer game.
You're not wrong.
Like that whole game is basically just 40k.
There's a decent amount of crossover there.
I was gonna say
Yeah,
that
actually, now looking at some of these Tyranid models, yeah, it's basically just this is basically just from Doom: The Dark Ages.
the my brief foray into 40k models, I made some Harlequins.
Oh, the even weirder Space Elves.
Yeah.
I like how the
sicko
fantasy
space
/
elves.
sci-fi pipeline is of plagiarism goes thing to Warhammer to everything else.
It's like Dune, Warhammer, everything else.
Yeah, I guess.
It's a lot of.
Yeah, I can see
There's
that.
a
I can see
lot
the
of
Dune.
Dune.
I can see the
There's a
Dune
lot
going
of
into
Dune.
Warhammer.
The Emperor of Mankind, the Emperor of the universe.
Yeah. Hello, I've been
Although they're very different.
I've been just shooting the shit with somebody at work who's read like all of the Dune novels. I've just been like, okay, so what's the deal with Dune? And he's been explaining it to me.
Mm-hmm.
And we were just cracking up for a while about the ridiculousness of Dune. And just the whole thing of like, well, the main character can just see the future, so he already knows basically everything that's going to happen. And he basically just sees a future where he turns into a giant worm. And he's like, no, I'm going to let my son do that part. Fuck this.
I wish they were all that easy.
Fuck them kids.
Mostly I just hope that we get to see, Because I was saying that I hope we get to see in a Dune movie a giant sandworm with Timothée Chalamet's face CG'd on it, but he doesn't become the worm; it'll be his
Wait.
son. Sadly.
This was here the whole time.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh no.
Oh, was there just you could just save anywhere on the world map, huh? Man. Well, hey, good to know.
Good to know.
8 parts in,
Yeah.
16 plus hours into the game, probably closer to 20. This is why you just gotta randomly press buttons sometimes, see what happens.
Apparently. I've played so many games lately, and the map button is just on a different one in every single game. So that was part
I
of
will
that
never get
problem.
I will never get used to, like, PS5 games figuring out which button opens, like, the menu and
Oh,
which button
God.
opens the map
Yes.
between the start and the touchpad.
And
It's
it's
like
like one
every
of them
game,
where
every game is just a roulette.
It drives me fucking nuts.
PS1, PS2 is like, okay, is this one of those games where triangle is cancel?
Yes.
Oh my god, yeah. Going back to old PS2 games and having triangle be canceled, it feels like just complete.
That sounds like insanity. I haven't touched a PS2 game in a while.
Yeah, there's a couple of those.
Ratchet
There's a
and
lot of
Clank
those. That was
is
kind of the default.
is the major one that I think of when I think of triangle to go back.
And then of course you have Metal Gear Solid where you had to switch circle and X for confirm and X, cancel.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of the PS1 games had circle as confirm even in North America.
Yeah,
Also,
PS1
Final Fantasy
especially.
VI's out.
Yeah, I saw that. I loaded into Magic Arena. I opened a couple of packs, bought a pack, not spending real money yet,
Good.
and then backed out. I mean, apparently it is A, already the best-selling Magic set of all time, and B,
Yep.
has, like, increased Arena's player base by a straight 50% from their previous peak.
Nice. Yeah, and before that, I want to say that Lord of the Rings was the previous best-selling.
Jesus.
It's very unfortunate
This universes beyond
look.
shit has been working out for Hasbro.
Well, I was gonna say, like, it's the simple fact that I think Magic fans, and I count myself among Magic fans, that have to realize it's very small compared to all of these things it's crossing over with.
I mean, Magic, even before all these crossovers, was the largest it had ever been, thanks to Commander shit. But
Yeah. Like, when Commander became popular, like, I mean, there's a reason they leaned into that so hard and started making, like, Commander sets.
Hmm.
Like, it's just one of those things where it's like, yeah, like, Magic is cool. I liked Magic before they did all this crossovers. Like, I've been fascinated with it for years. I just never really got to play it that much until I got into Arena. But, like, has always been, like, super niche. Like, Magic the Gathering is much smaller than, like, D&D. And the worst Final Fantasy game still probably had more eyes on it than Magic the Gathering ever did.
Oh, totally.
Take a look at Final Fantasy II sales numbers.
I mean, there was always people like in the cafeteria on like free periods and like lunch that were playing Magic in my high school.
Yeah, there was
Uh,
a group
And I would hang
of
with
like
those folks.
there was a group of like 4 people in my high school who played Magic the Gathering, and they were in a different grade than me. And sometimes when I saw them playing, I would go over and be like, "Can I just look at the cards and read the
Yep.
flavor text?" And they were
Yep.
like, "Yeah."
Yep, that's what I
was
did
my
too.
exposure to Magic until basically years later.
it wouldn't surprise me if Magic was bigger than Final Fantasy before Final Fantasy VII.
Maybe I can see that, yeah, because like everything up to 7 was pretty niche.
Niche, yeah, extremely.
Niche.
Is it niche or niche? I honestly
I
don't
don't
know.
know.
Yeah.
I think it depends. It's a niche thing, but it finds a niche, I believe, is the way that splits out.
Okay. Niche finds a niche. Sounds like a Dr. Seuss book. Apparently it's pronounced niche.
Yeah, I was just looking up
Rhymes
Google
with
now.
sheesh.
Fucking niche.
Oh man, but yeah, no, Magic the Gathering has always been one of those things on the side. I will say this: I am actually really sad that they have started making Universes Beyond as part of Standard now. Not because I don't want it to be, but because it's post the Warhammer 40k set. Like, you want to talk about a Universes Beyond I would have gotten into. They made fucking Warhammer 40k Magic crossover cards, but you can't
fuck.
actually play them in Standard, and they're not on Arena.
Yeah, I for a long time forgot that Final Fantasy was standard. So once it was like it's coming to Arena, I'm like, wait, why? Oh,
Although, weirdly, there's a fascinating thing I discovered. Apparently, because they said all the Universes Beyond sets going forward will be standard. That's the plan.
that's interesting.
So
'Cause
they're
in theory, that lowers the power level a bit, but
Yeah, so they're
Yeah.
all coming to Arena from now on is the plan.
Yeah.
But the next Universes Beyond set they're planning is actually Spider-Man.
oh, is that a full set?
It's going to be like a smaller set. I think it said it's like
Okay.
around 200-ish cards. But
That's a pretty big set.
the interesting thing is they have, so it's going to be in Standard, but on Arena they can't use Spider-Man because of like digital card game rights. So they're going to have to
Oh,
make
boy.
they're going to have to make universes within versions of all the Spider-Man cards for Arena in order to not like split Standard.
Their Magic is
It's
weird.
so fucking dumb.
I,
So yeah, because of like the Marvel Snap rights, I guess there's like some weird holdup with like you can use Spider-Man for the physical cards, but not the digital cards.
I want to take a moment to say that Universes Within is the dumbest name.
Well, that's the thing. They've had to do that for sets in the past where it's like, oh, here, we released all these cards, and then we had to make a version of these cards because it was Universes Beyond when we went outside.
Oh right,
So
yeah,
when
'cause
we had a card that was already outside, we wanted to bring it in, we had to make Universes Within versions.
Right. They made some the Walking Dead set, which was not a set. It was just like 5 cards, and
Yeah.
they made Magic versions of that because one of those was actually Legacy playable. So, and if they wanted to bring it to Magic Online, I think they needed it to be. Or maybe I forget what the reason was, but they made a real version of it, so it didn't have to be this one print Walking Dead asshole.
Anyway, my follow-up thing to this is I realized that you said that the Warhammer 40k stuff is not playable in Standard, but the Final Fantasy stuff is. But how many Warhammer 40k people can get suplexed?
I should probably find this out.
Some of them are artifacts.
Speaking of which, I got Suplex in the packs I opened earlier today on Arena.
Hell yes.
Yep. Suplex now in the deck. I also went and just made a Genova card because I was like, I saved exactly enough wild cards to make Genova. Sadly, not X-Death. I'll have to get more cards for him, but... I'm gonna go see... Can I find the Warhammer set in here? It's been a while. Warhammer 40,000... Alright. Oh, I guess Warhammer 40,000 was just a commander set anyways, so I suppose it wouldn't have been viable in Arena. Because they don't bring the commander sets to Arena, weirdly. I mean, I guess because Arena straight up can't play commander, but... The problem is, well, I do know, you know, I've actually picked up a couple of those Warhammer, like, anthology collections to start reading, and they're alright, but I don't know a lot of, like, famous Warhammer characters.
Yeah. Well,
Hold on.
It's a good face.
Are you screen capping that one? Is that going to be a thumbnail?
It might. He's making the thumbnail face.
Abaddon the Despoiler survives a suplex, for the record. Him I know.
Alright, I've taken a screen grab of this very funny face.
Calgar survives a suplex.
I mean, you got Mork and Gork.
I'm pretty sure, based on the way these card types are set, every Necron will die to a suplex. Because I think they are all artifacts.
I mean, yeah.
It makes
fucking
sense, but yeah, no. Suplexing a Necron has a 100% success rate so far.
Meanwhile, it's just shit talking you the whole time.
Man, back when I played like the Warhammer RTS games, like Dawn of War
Yeah.
1 back in the day,
Yeah.
fucking I think it was Dark Crusade, they added the Necrons. Man, I did so good as the Necrons in that game. That was like the one army I succeeded as, and like, yeah, fuck it, I conquered the planet as the Necrons. It was rad. I had these sick dudes that were like Edward Scissorhands Necrons with like skin
What?
capes hiding under the ground. And I could
Oh,
just use them
yeah.
as ambush troops.
What are there's a name for those, but yeah, I know what
I
you
think
mean.
they're just called like flayed ones or something like that. But
Oh, yes, yeah, that's right.
yeah, they just had sick blade hands and skin capes, and I could just set them to just pop out of the ground wherever I wanted. Nobody liked that. Everybody was unhappy when those guys came to the party.
Rob, since you haven't been here, you can witness this amazing JPEG.
Oh, okay, hang on. Let me... I don't have to stream up. I'm actually working in the background.
Oh.
Ah,
'Cause I've been...
In that case, it's okay.
Oh.
There's an amazing JPEG of a scene transition.
Hang on.
it's
Pull up
okay.
on my
It's already
phone.
happened.
Fuck.
I can go
TFU has
back.
made all your work for naught.
Fuck.
I forgot where the line was.
I mean, there's a good picture in each direction.
Yeah.
Thankfully.
Are you playing the Dreamcast version?
I am
Or
playing
no, you
on the
playing
GameCube.
Okay. Okay, I
But
should know
it's-
this is Legends.
They look very similar, I will say.
I feel like
That
this is a
fucking-
weird, almost Fortnite thing where I look at this and go, "Hey, it's that guy from Valkyria Chronicles,"
Damn it.
because that's my point of reference for all this.
Alright, fair enough. Man, I wish I liked Valkyria Chronicles. I love everything about it except for like the writing.
The writing's definitely very anime, like of its time, but
It was too
it's,
jarring to have like the whole war thing and then the hyper anime.
yeah, fair enough.
And I say this as someone who watches Gundam, so I understand the hypocrisy. I get it. But I feel like if Valkyria Chronicles leaned a little bit harder to the Gundam direction, I would be okay with it. Oh, it's wacky misunderstanding.
Wacky mistiming, I think, is what's happening here.
Well, yeah. I really wanted, like, he goes in the room, they walk by talking, and then it's like cut to him being like, man, I must really miss those two. I think
I can just hear their voices.
Mm-hmm. Would it be too on the nose? Yes, but also fine. Space Marine Devastator dies to a suplex. Space Marine Scout dies to a suplex. Ultramarine Honor Guard dies to a suplex. Oh, hey, there's a card of my horrible flesh-stealing Necron guys. They are just called Flayed Ones. Also, they died to a suplex.
I just talked to you. Meanwhile, here's a dead
Yeah.
old man.
Oh dear.
I mean, dying.
Yeah, I think all the Necron and Magic are artifact creatures, so they're all suplexable.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that's how the formatting on them works. Is none of them will survive a suplex.
Mhm.
Oh man, the Noise Marine will also die to a suplex. Too bad. I like the Noise Marines. I also appreciate that the Noise Marine card is him shredding on a sick fucking guitar and just blasting Necrons.
I think Gonzalez was the skeleton man that we met on the deserted
Mhm.
island.
Look at that guy.
Yeah. What do you think the chances are we get a WWE Magic set?
Not impossible, which I hate.
Fair enough.
You will have to fucking kill me before I play a Vince McMahon card.
I cannot imagine they will make a Vince McMahon card.
But that's what I'm saying. If they did a WWE set, how could you possibly avoid it?
I just did Triple H.
But like, how could how do you
Just do
how do
like
you not make a "it was me all along" card?
oh man.
See, there's too many moments. How do you not do a Montreal Screwjob card?
That one I can't. I would be surprised if there was a Montreal Screwjob card.
Oh, but it'd be so good. You could do the Finger Poke of Doom.
That didn't involve Vince, so that's fine.
I know. That's just a card in general you could do. I'm just talking about cards they could do now. But
The anime is happening.
is this one of those things where you both have one side of the same map?
Yes,
Amazing.
it is 100%. I have the one part, and the girls have the other part.
Nice.
Which is more important, women or treasure? Besides, with treasure, we'll be able to get more women.
See, this guy's thinking ahead. Also, probably not the best role model for Vyse.
Probably not. Oh yeah, since I'm here with money, I can also, buy equipment and stuff. That'd be fun.
Would like to point out that you can suplex the Golden Throne.
I love Magic the Gathering.
You can suplex the Scepter of Eternal Glory, as well as the Thunderhawk Gunship, which is an amazing name for a card. I just want to point out, Thunderhawk Gunship. That's two words that just sound good together.
That's true.
I say two words because they've combined Thunderhawk into Thunderhawk.
Yeah.
This feels good to say.
The man has one hell of a mustache. Grrr. Well, that went well. Well, I was gonna, buy things at the shop, but guess not.
That'll be fine.
Woof. Hi, Rob.
So this is something I was curious about. Now that you're like basically two party members apiece on each side, have they like scaled down the random battles at all?
I think there are less people. I don't know if there's like. Oh, the Valorant content. Okay. I don't know if there are like less encounters, like number of, but there definitely seems like when I get into an encounter, there's like 3 enemies instead of 7.
Okay, that's what I was curious about because yeah, they've drastically reduced your power level here.
Yeah, here's 2 enemies.
Yeah, okay. The funny thing is, you can probably also justify it in universe by saying that being on a smaller ship is attracting less enemies.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Over there. Here goes.
What is that little weird your little dude turn into now?
It's now a star.
Okay.
You told me to go to to Valois, and then you're like, no, don't go there.
Well, you know, the eastern edge. You just gotta cruise around the side. Oh yeah, we briefly mentioned this, but then there was like a period of no streams. You mentioned that you played a little bit of Eternal Strands, right?
I did.
Oh,
I'm not
did you get...
not very far.
I was gonna ask if you made it far enough in where they let you like actually make an armor set.
No.
Ah, damn. That game has a really, really cool system for the armor sets that is a system that I kind of wish Monster Hunter would steal. Like, if Monster Hunter just wholesale took the idea for how armor works in that game, I would be totally okay with it, instead of, like, the current Monster Hunter system. Because this isn't really a spoiler, because it's just how mechanically the game works, but the idea is that you get a blueprint for a piece of armor, and the armor is made of, like, 4 different materials, and then you just pick what materials make the armor, and that changes the stats and how it looks.
Okay, so I think they did tutorialize that. I just never like.
I never got to do it.
Yeah, I never had enough stuff to make my own yet.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it's like, hey, this thing needs like metal and leather and whatever else. So it's like you go through all the different things you've killed, and it's like, well, I have this like red iron, and I have like hide from this wolf or whatever, and you combine those, and it's like, oh, the red iron gives you like fire resistance, but the wolf hide gives you like cold resistance or whatever, and it like balances out the stats that way. And it's like, man, I would love in Monster Hunter if it was like, you know, I want to make this suit of armor, but I want to use like Rathian hide for the armor instead or something. Just use Rathian scales for this instead of whatever's normally goes there to get like, you know, Rathian stats. I don't know. I love the idea of like piecemeal, like building your armor. Like it reminds me of God, what? Which game was it that had the system where it was like, I think it might have been Rise actually, where it's like a lot of the armor was like you need specific parts, but then the rest of it you just kind of fill in with anything from that monster.
Yeah, that was Rise.
Yeah, I loved that system.
I'm sure Gilder knows a thing about 2 becoming 1. Heyo.
Just gonna let that one hang. I do like this, like, switching back and forth between the two parties thing they're doing, though. It's fun.
Yeah.
I will say, I got stalled on the Final Fantasy VI playthrough in the exact same place that I did the last time, where I got the summons. And then apparently the next thing that happens after that point is, okay, now go to the Opera House. And then I got to the Opera House, and they're like, all right, now sit through this opera. And I was like, nope, not today. I just saved. I'm turning it off. I'll just come back and leave this running in the background while I do something else. I'm not going to sit here and watch the whole SNES opera. I don't know. There's something about the pacing of 6. That game moves so fast.
I wish they were all that easy.
Like character-wise. Like there's things that there's scenes that happen where in like a later Final Fantasy, there would have been like a 10-minute dialogue scene about this one thing. But in 6, it's just like, here's like 4 lines, and now Celeste has defected from the Empire. This is like, what? I feel like we need to talk more about this, but it happened really quickly. And then like you go to the opera house, and it's like, you look like that opera singer. Immediately, all right, so you're gonna impersonate that opera singer.
What?
I don't know,
Why?
It feels like the old G.I. Joe cartoon,
Oh,
and just how fast everything is going.
and now your kids have rocket launchers and they're pointed at you. Go.
Your kid is a weird T-1000 liquid metal monster thing. Enjoy.
This is such a good idea. I'm gonna run it to Star Trek.
Did Star Trek have somebody's kid turn into a robot?
I thought we looked this up where like there was a very similar plot
No hard
in
feelings.
Next Generation, and then it was the same writer
Oh.
who did the
Oh, yeah, for that specific episode.
yeah. I don't remember if it was like specifically the kid was a liquid metal robot, but it was Riker's weird fake family.
Yeah.
They have definitely not lowered the encounter rate. Tell you that for free. I was really hoping that would kill them both, but it didn't. But it's okay.
Now that was fun.
Yeah.
Ow.
Take that.
I will say I appreciate that Gilder's weapon is just a gun.
Yeah.
I so appreciate that he holds it sideways when he shoots somebody like that.
Now that was fun.
Sometimes you gotta be a gangster when you're an air pirate. It is
I
fine.
guess. It's just funny to see it done with like a revolver.
Oh, why are the people not here? They were just here.
Oh, but maybe the timelines don't actually match up.
the what Saw bullshit is this? Oh, god damn it. What are the
Oh wait,
chances
are
that
you on?
we're on separate levels? Because I guess the map.
Yeah. I was gonna say, are you like on different sides of the aisle at the same place or something?
Entirely possible. Oh no.
Oh, do you have to switch back and forth between both parties and do the dungeon?
Yep.
Oh, great. See, here's the thing. This is a very cool idea, but I feel like it's going to be excruciating. I mean, so here's my thought. As a game designer, if I was making someone do a dungeon like this, I would not make it a very long dungeon.
Yes.
That is a tanky skeleton.
This is a man.
Oh.
This is a chest there was one of these in the dungeon.
I saw him from behind and thought he was a skeleton.
There's one of these in the dungeon that I had to redo, and I did this part off screen because I like missed the room with this boss in it, or like mini boss, I guess. But it just means that like there's something really good in this chest.
Okay.
Come on. Dance for me.
I like that his one-liner on this S move is "dance for me," and then that happens.
I feel like this guy is just Dante.
You're not wrong. Or is Dante just this guy? Because I believe Skies of Arcadia predates Devil May Cry, I think?
Oh, in that case, they totally ripped this guy off for Dante. He's got a long red coat, fucking dual-wielding pistols, and his move is called Gunslinger. Come on.
Yeah.
What did these weird little, like... These look like baby,
Take that.
what's the Monster Hunter monster that's like the anteater with the tongue that, like, shoots out?
Anteater monster.
It's like a little armadillo anteater, and it's got a really long tongue.
I'm gonna be honest, off the top of my head, I can't think of one.
I wish they were all that easy.
Wait, did you say Monster Rancher or Monster Hunter?
I said Monster Hunter.
Oh, in that case, it's Voltodon.
Yeah, it's like little baby
For
those.
whatever reason, I misheard and was thinking, fucking Monster Rancher. I'm always thinking about Monster Rancher somewhere deep inside.
That's fair.
Also, especially watching this game, because just like the graphical style reminds me of Monster Rancher. It puts me in that mindset. Because I think the last Monster Rancher game I played was a GameCube game. Maybe it was like PS3. Let me see.
I imagine it's a little difficult to put a music CD in a GameCube.
Because they didn't always... Yeah, okay, it was not a GameCube game because apparently there were no Monster Rancher games on the GameCube. But it was this era. Because even Monster Rancher 4 was a PS2 game. What was the one... Evo, I think that's the one I'm thinking of. Yeah, the one at the... Monster Rancher Evo, the one where you ran a monster circus and had them perform tricks. This game reminds me of that a lot. Or I guess that game reminds me of this a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. Apparently in Japan, that was actually just Monster Rancher 5, but in America, it was Evo. I did not know that. That was a weird one. Don't think I enjoyed that one as much as the previous games, but, you know, it was interesting. They mixed it up.
I should play more Monster Rancher.
You should.
I have the 1 and 2 collection, but I still really like the way they handle the CD thing, where
Oh yeah, where you just search.
it's just
I
like,
wonder.
what CD do you want?
I'm sure that thing has like never been updated since the game released.
Oh,
or
I'm
whatever.
sure.
But man, it'd be cool if they did.
Pull the lever.
I do appreciate the little party icon just switching back and forth between a boomerang and a cutlass.
Yep.
Oh god, it's like an emaciated walrus. Wall rank.
This is one of the enemies that I feel like has looked the most like it could be a Pokemon.
No. I disagree. I don't think these guys look Pokemon at all.
They could
They're
be a
weird
Digimon.
looking. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I could see this being like some weird shriveled old Digimon, for sure.
It's going, oh, back in my day, computers used to be so much nicer.
Oh man. I've not kept up with like Digimon in just like a while. Like I've played the games when they come out or whatever, but I have not kept up with what's happening lore wise in the anime or whatever the fuck is going on.
Yeah, I don't know what's up in like modern Digimon outside of Cyber Sleuth. That was the
Yeah,
most recent
but-
Digimon thing I messed with.
But I'm just saying, with all the technological advancements we've had, it's got to be wild, right?
So probably.
I feel like it should be, and if not, they're doing something wrong. I appreciate that they just straight up gave you 2 sets of that armor.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, here you go. Just deck out both party members. I'm trying to look at the layout of this room. I feel like you would be able to see each other if you did not have to walk out of the room to switch party members.
Yes. Because I believe Vyse is... Whoops. Can't.
Yeah, like I think you're literally just stepping into an alcove that is just slightly out of view to
Yep.
switch parties.
Vyse is down there.
Mm-hmm. I do like this dungeon though. Like this has not been overly complex.
It's not. It's very,
This is a good way to handle this.
yeah. did. Who picked up the gun? Was it the other team or was it my team? It was the other team. That's unfortunate.
Well, you have something to look forward to when you reunite, then.
I guess.
I will say, for obvious reasons, this game also reminds me of Final Fantasy IX.
Yeah. What with being a, pirate man.
Yeah. You're a cool sky pirate. And also, just like, I don't know, something about this, the general style and mood of the game. Like, 9 isn't necessarily, I don't know. 9 is, like, lighthearted despite all the super heavy shit constantly happening.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of
there's
really
a lot
dark
of
shit
really
happening in
heavy
9.
shit, but there's a hopefulness to it.
Yeah. It's like, all the shit with, like, Vivi having an existential crisis, and Freya having an existential crisis, and Steiner having an existential crisis, and Beatrix having an existential crisis, and Dagger having an existential crisis, and Zidane, and Kuja, and basically everyone in that game that's not Quina having an existential crisis. But all for, like, different reasons. Between that and all of the war crimes and the black mage stuff, like, that game is dark as hell. But the characters and, like, the setting are surprisingly upbeat.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that is probably my favorite Final Fantasy, hands down, but...
That was not the attack I was expecting out of the
Nope.
little armadillo man.
Jesus! I like the contrast between he attacks one person and fires a fucking lightning hellbolt, and then just, like, kind of awkwardly hops up and hits the other person with his face.
Eh.
Oh, so I was gonna ask, have you had a chance to play any more Doom since the last time we talked about it?
I have not.
Okay.
I've played a lot of Mario Kart, though.
Oh, yeah. How did you enjoy the Mario Kart world?
I like it.
It's no Double Dash, obviously, but what is?
Ironically, two of my favorite courses in that game are ones that come from Double Dash and have been updated.
They would be. I don't
They-
understand why they haven't Double Dashed again.
Honestly, I feel like the thing that I wish would come back was like the character-specific
That was
items.
never all that easy.
Yeah.
Because I really liked that kind of degree of...
Like, it makes your racers matter more.
Yeah.
Because right now, I'm assuming it's kind of the same, where it's like, you have, like, basic stats.
Yeah.
Bowser's gonna be heavy.
Yes.
That said, you can still put him on, like, a tiny little motorcycle.
Yep.
Because, of course.
And if you put him on the tiny little motorcycle, then he has,
Jesus.
more acceleration. Oh, yeah.
When you went into first-person view there, it briefly zoomed into, like, Vyse's head, and I saw his face from the inside.
Yeah, you did.
It was really unsettling.
Aura of denial is very funny. Oh.
I do like that it specifies it only blocks bad effects.
Yes, not damage.
been-
You're still taking damage.
Well, no,
I've been-
it says
been
like
playing
it
Doom, by the
blocks. Oh, what's up?
I was saying, I haven't played Doom, by the way. I think I'm around like level 10 or something.
No, nice. No, I like the way it said it blocks adverse effects, and then in parentheses says only adverse effects.
Nice.
Like, it is not going to block your positive status effects too.
Or just someone smacking you, because that's not an adverse effect.
Yes.
Because I think Aika has an ability that blocks your own beneficial effects.
Okay. Jesus, that lightning bolt. But yeah, Doom is that Dark Ages is very good.
Yeah, the combat is very different from the other two, but it feels good, and it doesn't feel like not Doom somehow.
Yeah, I really like it. Are you just playing on like the standard? I don't even know what the standard difficulty is called.
So on console, I'm playing on Hurt Me Plenty, and on PC, I'm playing on Ultra Violence.
Okay.
And I'm actually dying less now the further I get in. I'm not sure if it's because I have more, weapons and power-ups or whatnot. But before that, I was on Ultra Violence on PC. I was definitely taking some L's because they do a lot of damage to you on that violence.
Yeah. I feel like there were a couple of specific enemies that were kind of the bane of my existence, but whenever those guys weren't around, I felt like I was pretty confident in whatever fight I was in.
Yeah.
Especially, as you start upgrading some of those weapons. Some
Also,
of
I
those
think
weapon
just
upgrades
getting
are
used to
nuts.
some of the parry timings also helps a lot.
Yeah. A couple of those
Oh,
enemies are
the-
definitely trickier than others.
I'll be right back. Got to 2 bathroom, but I would be happy to talk about more Doom when I return.
Yeah.
Alright.
And hopefully your party members will meet up at some point.
It seems like it might be happening soon. Before I swap anything over here. Unfortunately, that appears to be the wrong decision.
Damn.
Oh, I guess I have to do this, and then Vyse will do something, and then we'll swap. Do.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like really weird for like, what is Vyse thinking? Like, where he's just like, well, now I'm over here and now I'm just stuck and I'm watching these stairs move around all weird because now I'm
I mean,
stuck.
at this point, they're all very used to stairs just randomly rotating while they're not doing anything. So it's like, I guess these just rotate on like periodically in this dungeon. You can't really predict it, so sometimes you just gotta wait.
I feel like I would go insane. Like, I would be in that fucking Taskmaster bit with the find out why the light turns on.
I mean, yeah, this would obviously be very annoying, but like, I feel like they're just in the mindset of like, I can't predict what's happening in this dungeon. It's crazy.
If I put enough raisins in this light bulb's holder, will something happen?
Okay, I feel like they have to meet up now, right?
You'd think. I would think. I like that there's a save point in both of these sections.
Just in case, I guess.
Just in case.
I like that you saved in both of them, just in case.
But hey, you know?
I mean, you never know when a power outage will strike.
It's true.
Oh yeah, this has to be the we are now together point. No! Okay, no, there's the other doorway.
Oh, there's Tappy. Yay. Oh. Fucking.
Hey, good timing.
Fucking give that man a sling blade.
Aika runs in and hits the Destino.
Oh.
Time for a sick boss battle. The way those platforms were folding, I honestly thought that like a sick robot was going to come out or something.
No, instead we have Olmec from Legends of the Hidden Temple over here.
Double Olmec.
Yeah.
I like that these enemies are just apparently left and right. Because
Yeah,
I took Latin.
I vaguely know. I have learned what where Dexterous came from before. Sinister is the one I know better.
Ow.
So yeah, Doom. I've been using a lot of balls in Doom. Got my flail and I got my chain shot thing.
Oh, the chain shot is so fun. It's like a rocket punch.
Mhm. And the grenade launcher seems neat, but the range is pretty short, so I assume there will be like a rocket launcher version of that later.
Yeah. I don't think they could legitimately get away with a Doom without a rocket launcher. It just wouldn't be right. I said the grenade launcher does definitely have some moments where it shines, I feel.
Oh, sure. But I'm already using the Impaler for a lot of shorter range stuff, so.
It took me a while to get used to that one, but it's really good against the Revenants. It's really nice to just take those guys out of the fight.
I appreciate that its ammo basically grows on trees.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm just glad that, like, there were only a handful of times that I was ever short on ammo in that game.
Oh yeah, just the worst thing that's happened is I've had to switch off the two weapons I was using to some third weapon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that could have gone better.
And usually whenever that happens, it turns out that third weapon is also real good.
Yeah, yeah. I don't
I think...
actually hate any of the weapons.
Oh yeah, no, I think they're all pretty good. I think the one that took me the longest to get used to was like the first pulse rifle you get, the Cycler. No, not the Cycler, the other one. The Cycler is actually really strong. I like that one a lot.
The accelerator is one. I
Yes,
think?
that's the one. It took me a little while to warm up to that one, but once I got the upgrades for it, it became very useful. I still preferred the cycler, but you know.
Yeah, I'm
I think that was the-
prioritizing my upgrades on equipment, and then the weapons I've been putting it most into are the impaler and the chain shot thing.
Mhm. Also, yeah, that Death Waltz move from the bosses was fucked up. That was a lot of damage. Oh, that seems bad. Generally speaking, a move called Explode is never good.
You know,
This should work.
These guys seem like a problem.
a little bit.
I assumed Explode was going to be a self-destruct, but nah, he just wants you to die.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things where you have to like hit them with the right kind of magic to weaken them or something.
So I did notice that I think Destra is weak to like physical attacks, and then I'm gonna assume that Sinistra is more of a
Like magic-based thing.
magic-based person, but
Are they susceptible to petrify?
a great question that I don't know the answer to. They are already rocks, so I would guess not, but
This should work.
Yeah, I'm happy with the Doom, and I don't know if I could have sworn I remember them being told that they were working on Quake at some point, but I'm not sure if they ever said that publicly. But if they ever
I know
did make
they're-
like a Quake, that would be cool.
There have been a lot of rumors about that, and a lot of people have been pointing to stuff that pops up in that Doom game as like teasing a new Quake.
Yeah. Anyway, I wouldn't mind them giving a Quake a go, seeing what
Yeah.
their modern take on it would be.
Also, I have looked up the briefest of spoilers about this boss fight if you would like hints at any point, TFP.
I attacked the wrong one again.
That'll happen.
This should work.
Move! Give me strength! Yeah!
Yeah, I think I want to attack red on the purple and purple on the red. And I attacked red on the red, and that did no damage.
You figured it out.
I do not like the exploding.
Yeah, that move is real strong. That's at least slightly less damaging than like Death Waltz thing.
I wish I had more like party heal stuff, but I don't, and that's the problem.
Is your only party heal via items?
Yeah, I think. Hold on, these. I can give everybody regeneration for 12, but
Depending on how good the regeneration is, that might be helpful.
the other problem is I also now don't remember. I don't remember who all I'm healing with whom at the moment, so.
This should work.
Let's
I think I may have double healed Fina, but that's okay because she's got the revival spell, so it's probably good that she got double healed there.
Oh, that's interesting. I was looking at this Kickstarter for a modern, light gun that works with modern type TVs, and it apparently had some Time Crisis tie-in, but now it says it's subject to an intellectual property dispute. So I wonder if that was official or not, or like they thought they had the rights, but they didn't.
Weird.
Huh.
Also, I feel like there are like a billion of those making like guns work on modern screens nowadays, which I'm happy for because I like light
I
gun
mean, there's
things.
there's
but
there's the Sinden light gun, and I don't know if there's any others.
a friend of mine got one of them. I don't remember which one he got.
Let's try
Yeah.
this.
Point is, I am okay with making light guns.
Oh yeah, they're great for sure. Looks like the schedule for SGDQ is up. I will have to
Ooh.
peruse this.
This should work.
Does explode and Tundra Blast count as magic? Probably not, right?
I don't know. I mean, in my mind they should, but probably not.
Ooh, Halo 4 Legendary. That'll be interesting. Order of Ecclesia.
Ooh. I like that game.
Mhm.
Let's try this. Let's try this.
This should work.
It feels like I'm probably gonna get a death waltz here in a second if I don't.
Ooh, Mario Paint.
What?
Mario Paint. Nat attack, one loop. It's in the silly
Oh,
block.
okay.
Also, Nubby's Number Factory.
That remains the game that makes the least sense of if someone tries to explain to you what Nubby's Number Factory, like what they did in
shit,
Nubby's. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, Wirehead for Sega CD. Fuck yeah.
Yeah! That game's nuts.
Yeah, I'm just looking at the silly block stuff. Have you heard of an airport for aliens currently run by dogs?
I have heard of that game, in fact.
I have not, so you're ahead of me. The Bouncer, not part of Silly Block.
What?
Dead serious the bouncing.
The bouncer should be in Silly Block. There's no...
It is directly adjacent to Silly Block, so I guess it's up to interpretation.
Oh shit. This seems real bad.
Ooh, Halo Reach, legendary 4-player co-op.
Anybody alive? One person's alive. With 7 hit points.
Nice.
Oh, I don't have the Ryzelum box, so yeah, this is we're gonna restart this.
Yeah, this does not seem like it's gonna work out.
Dance for me.
Final Fantasy IX PC cutscene remover. 3 hours 45 minutes.
So,
Don't get to see all the cities blow up.
Let's try that again.
Good luck.
Oop, I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Good one.
take that.
Here goes. Let's try this. Let's try this. Moons, give me strength.
I like how Cutlass Fury just cuts like his chin specifically.
Let's try this. Let's try this.
So close.
This should work.
Here goes.
Hey, counterattacks work. On the bright side, since I got rid of one of them, that should cut out the Death Waltz move from the equation.
Nice.
It does kind of seem like I may be kind of stuck in the Vyse is attacking and everyone else is just healing everyone else because
If it gets the job done.
that's how it's how it may need to go in getting the job done and not killing everyone here.
Let's try this.
This should work.
Let's try this.
How goes the rock fight?
Much better this time around.
Is there only one rock left?
There's only one rock left.
Fantastic. Ooh.
Oh, don't counterattack me.
Let's try
I like it when I counterattack them because that's how I got rid of the first rock. Not when they counterattack me.
I haven't played a Disgaea in a while, but one thing I always remember that series is like getting characters with like 4x counterattack chains. Just you and the enemy wailing on each other back and forth.
See, I like, to either of you ever played Fights in Tight Spaces?
Yeah.
I really like stacking up a bunch of counter in that game and then just wailing on a dude.
I just liked getting the moves that would move people around and then making them just fight each other.
Yeah, those are always fun. Like, that game was just fun to play in general.
That is true.
Yeah, I haven't gotten around to playing it yet, but in one of those Game of the Years, you guys talked it up a lot, and I'm like, I will add this game to my cart now, and I did.
I forgot we even talked about that on a Game of the
Yep.
Year thing.
Because that was part of the chain of like, I don't really like roguelikes, but Hades was really good, so I put Hades on my Game of the Year list. And then like scooching up a little higher was like, well, I don't like deck building roguelikes, but I really like Fights in Tight Spaces. And then the end result of that was my game of the year, like the next year being Midnight Suns, of me going, hey, remember when I said I don't like deck builders? Turns out I was lying. Thinking about Midnight Suns recently. That game is also very good.
It's an extremely good game.
Look at this cool pirate treasure chest.
That is a ridiculous treasure chest. That's the kind of treasure chest you bury yourself in.
More chest
Speaking
than
of,
treasure.
man, has that ever happened in like a pirate media where it's like the pirate buries his hidden treasure and then like his skeleton is in there with the treasure? It's like, no, I explicitly wanted to be buried with my money. Is that another piece of the map?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's...
Is there a note saying that the real treasure was your friends?
Yes.
Amazing.
Come back to life so we can kill you again, pirate.
Thanks, Scott.
There's a really funny bit in Pirate Yakuza in Hawaii that's basically this, and it's so funny.
I mean, on the one hand, it would be hilarious. On the other hand, I feel like that's just a little legitimate, like the point of Yakuza.
Yeah.
Is even if your friends are violent criminals, they're your friends.
I understand that friends are important, but he could have threw in something for our trouble.
I mean, you got a bunch of cool armor and stuff on the way.
Yeah. Oh, that was very funny. Well, actually, that
Also,
does remind me.
As silly as that is, I feel like that's actually like it happened at the end of a dungeon where you had to be both parties to progress and all that. It's like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
This
It's
checks
on,
out.
on theme anyway.
It's a good moral lesson from Dead Pirate Man. And you got this sick gun.
I got this sick gun. I'm rearranging my colors so I don't forget to later.
Also, I understand it's just a special effect on the gun, but there is something funny about a gun that sometimes puts people to sleep. And the rest of the time, it just kills them.
Also, it's just the game mechanics, but gun with RGB.
Yes.
The gameriest gun.
Now that you've said that, I'm actually shocked there's not some bizarre, what do you call it? Like some fucking bizarre company trying to sell like RGB guns.
I mean, there's got to be like some
At least
add-ons
airsoft.
of that sort. Yeah.
The Monoceros. We could take the capital without destroying it, but where's the fun in that? Well, I sure am glad we had our jaunty adventure. Let's go back to the desert city. I'm sure nothing bad's happening back there.
Oh, it's probably fine.
Oh, there's a cutscene happening. Oh no, I just wanted. Never mind. I walked back to the deserted island I got stuck on. I was expecting it to be one of those discoveries that, you know, you mash A on and it, wait, going.
It'd probably be easier to get your bearings if this game had draw distance.
A little bit. Rude. Rude.
Fire consume my enemies! Flametiverse!
I am surprised that did no damage.
Over there!
Well,
That wasn't so bad.
Hey, Speed.
oh, hello.
Here goes! We did it!
Teamwork. I mean, that's just like wrestling. Oh, now the sky is red in this JPEG. They changed the JPEG. That's amazing. You realize I have like 80,000 gold on me at this moment in time.
Well, shit.
Oh, we've nuked Agrabah.
Those cannon men finally get to shoot at something.
I think they missed their opportunity.
Oops.
I will say, I really feel like more of these islands should have had defenses of some sort. Considering that in a world of plentiful airships, it'd be real easy to just do this.
Buddy, you are not Sephiroth.
He's trying to be.
What? Fine, whatever. I got out of there once, I'll do it again. Unfortunate.
They took our Dragon Balls.
Sorry, just fucking... This man is the living embodiment of that Fire Emblem comic.
You're not wrong.
Of which person on the enemy team is gonna defect. That one.
To be fair, this guy also is living in the middle of one of the most evil empires on the planet, and is just like...
What if we were a little less evil, maybe?
I feel like he's just now realizing that maybe we're the bad guys.
God damn it.
Are we splitting the party again?
It seems to be the case here. Oh, Charles Martinet. Ah, creepy. I'm ready to mash this A button. Look at that bird.
Parrot. I like that it has like a little flight cap goggle thing. I'm shocked this dude has a crew. I mean, despite being a doofus, this guy does actually seem fairly competent.
Yeah. This guy is such a doofus. That would be very funny.
Just ship smashes through the wall.
Tell the men to get the good booze. Sounded like Aika or Kathy. One of the two.
Goddamn Kathy reference.
I'm full of surprises.
Surprise might be the wrong word. It feels on brand.
Kathy seems a bit before your time, almost.
It is not surprising to me at all that TFP would be a connoisseur of newspaper comics.
I read so many newspaper comics as a kid.
Yeah, that feels extremely on brand for TFP.
Apparently, Kathy ended in 2010, so it was around a while.
Gotcha.
I shot that man to sleep.
That was easy.
See, it's all fun because it's like a turn-based RPG battle. But like realistically, if you think about what just happened there, is you shot a man and then he fell asleep, and then Vyse just walked up and just gave him a ugh while he was down.
A little bit.
It's just a little dark to think about. Just like, all right, this guy is on the verge of death and asleep. I'm just gonna walk up and just cut his throat a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Shh.
Or you can just style on him with the Cutlass Fury.
While on a sleeping body. It's like that scene from Kung Pao where they just wail on him while he's down. Doing sick multi-hit combos on an unconscious body. I will admit, it is very annoying that you just reunited the party and then they've immediately split the party again.
A little bit.
That was easy.
It's mostly just annoying because, like, I want to... I really want to see if I can get someone to learn a multi-heal spell. And it's very hard to do that when the party keeps splitting up. Oh, Jesus Christ. No. Get the spray bottle for Gilder. No, Brute Force is a different game. Man's got a lot of hit points.
Never trust anyone with that spiky of a pompadour.
Also voiced by Mario, which is still, like, maybe one of the weirdest parts of this whole thing.
See, the thing is, because when I watch your streams, I almost always watch them muted.
Yeah.
Due to not wanting voice double back, I
Yes.
honestly keep forgetting this has voice acting.
Not a lot, but some.
Let's try this.
I do not. And also, I don't have a good way of doing that and also getting the audio from the game back without also doubling the game audio on the stream.
It's fine.
Take that.
Also, and I just checked this. The game audio is basically non-existent on the stream anyways.
Oh. I turn it up a little then.
Like I said, I usually don't notice because I listen to these all muted to avoid voice double back, but...
Actually, I don't know. I turn it down slightly more. It's always hard trying to judge things by
Yeah.
Yeah,
bar.
calibrating audio via stream nonsense.
Yeah.
And sometimes the balance sounds different on like headphones versus speakers and whatnot.
This is the
Here goes. Come on. Dance for me.
I just tend to look at the bars and, like, as long as all the people stay kind of low, high green, low yellow, and the game is like mid green, that feels like about right to me. Yes, I do think Gilder is a Tom character. No, Gilder's more of a you character than a Tom character.
How could this be?
Oh, by the way, we were talking earlier about whether Gilder is a Dante or not, and that's kind of been a character archetype for a while. I mean, like,
Yeah,
Trigun,
red
Vyse,
coat,
the
double guns,
Stampede,
you're not
it's-
wrong.
Yeah,
This one.
there's probably stuff going back even further than Trigun that I'm not thinking of off the top of my head.
Yeah, I only thought of it because there was specifically that scene of, like, the ability called Gunslinger, and then he, like, poses with his guns like that, and starts double firing his dual handguns, and has, like, a dance for me line. And I was just like, that's extremely Dante.
Let's use some
Should probably
healing
kill this guy.
items.
Also, I like this tagline for Trigun: Deep Space Planet Future Gun Action.
Everybody loves the future gun action. Future gun action sounds like that would be the tagline for like what's that weird PS2 like Gungrave, I think?
Oh, that could work too. Or Gun Valkyrie on Xbox.
Or Gun
Piano-
Valkyrie.
or Piano 3, or...
God. The tagline for Piano 3 is "Don't play Piano 3."
Yeah, pretty much.
Are all the guards just, like, babysitting this guy so he doesn't realize that the Empire is super evil?
That seems to be the case here.
It's like, you shouldn't go look at the cells. We'll bring the prisoner to you.
Hey, just stay here. Don't let anybody in or out. I gotta go. Just, I need all the guards at the watchtower. I need a moment with Figaro.
Oh no, spaghetti!
I mean, if you look at this...
What's funny is I don't think Kraft knows what we're referencing.
Probably not.
I don't think I do.
But I was gonna say, look at this dude's outfit. If you just slapped a blue wig on him,
You're
it's not far
wrong.
off.
Did I need to Cutlass Fury this man? No. Did I want to? Yes.
Sometimes you just gotta cut this Fury guy. It continues to throw me off that no matter what element you're on, his swords glow blue.
Yeah.
That was easy.
It's only weird to me because they very clearly had the color shifting tech down for the rest of this.
Yeah.
It's like, would it have been so hard to just color shift the weapons to match? But, whatever.
Huge cannon.
Run down the barrel of this gun.
Don't worry about it. That's not suspicious at all.
Look, he's setting up a thing for later. It's fine. There'll be a flashback, probably. It's a James Bond intro.
Oh. Speaking of dudes what look like they fell out of Warhammer, these mage wardens look like a fucking tech priest or something.
It just came to me now for some reason, but all these RPG battle transitions look like Mind Crush from Yu-Gi-Oh!
You're not wrong.
Everyone getting sent to the Shadow Realm.
I really like the super quick jab those guards give you. It's like, eh.
I like that they seem to have like a pistol lance. Like the tiniest Monster Hunter gun lance or something.
I mean, yeah, Squall gets a gun blade and they get gun spears.
Here goes.
I appreciate that Glider ran up to him to shoot him.
Yes.
From Gilder, I suppose.
I wish they were all that easy.
Yeah, I've been getting that wrong in my head multiple times. I have to always look at him and double check his name.
What's funny, since you literally just brought up Yu-Gi-Oh, I have been thinking the way I've remembered his name is that there is a Yu-Gi-Oh card called Archfiend of Gilder.
Oh, huh.
His full name is Gobga Gilder. Ow! Jesus. That did a lot of damage for some reason.
Fire consume my enemies. Slam to burst.
Oak.
Here goes.
Take that.
We did it.
brief pause. Oh, wait.
Take that.
There we go. Oh man, I'm the only one here again. Oh. I don't really know how to carry the stream this time. I don't have anything going on. It's just been a pretty chill day. I don't know. What are you guys up to?
I just got back
Stream
from
chat? Oh, hey.
I'm going away to get a drink.
Okay. I was talking to the YouTube chat with Speed
The
Slash over here.
Speeds. Sounds
But
good.
also, hey, Graph. Hello. Yeah, I didn't really have anything to carry the stream this time. Last time, I was watching those game trailer shows, so I was
Ooh.
distracted. Oh, speaking of which, I guess we could talk about some of those, because we weren't really, hanging out for most of those shows, or I wasn't at least. Did you see anything from those recent, what do you call it? All the recent trailer shows. Did you see anything you liked in particular?
There was some, I think, indie stuff I liked. Oh, right, there was the Shovel Knight thing, and then there was some other stuff that I'm forgetting. But in terms of big budget stuff, I don't know if there was too much going on. That I was like, yep, this is the game.
I'm
Oh yeah, I'm not
surprised
sure there's anything. Oh,
that
what's up?
I did not defeat all the enemies.
You did not. Oh, did you play the new Rune Factory Speed? I've been looking at that and staring at it and unsure whether or not I wanted to commit to the new Rune Factory.
Not the new one. He's been playing Rune Factory 4.
Ah, okay.
Oh, right, Ninja Gaiden 4 looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I am excited for that game. I hope it is really good because I would like Platinum to not die.
Sure, and also for them to make good games as opposed to bad
Yeah,
games. 'Cause
it's been a
sometimes
bit.
Sometimes they make the bad games.
They have definitely had their share. But yeah, regarding all the recent trailer shows, there were a couple things in there. Like, I don't think there was anything that really set the world on fire, but there's definitely stuff that I'm like, I'll get that when it comes out.
I am still way into that There Are No Ghosts at the Grand trailer.
Oh yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah. Going back to Summer Games Fest, it'll be interesting to see what that Wu-Tang game's like.
Yeah. Oh, I forgot they announced that. I think Summer Games Fest was probably the show that had the least for me.
Yeah.
Like towards the end, they picked up a little bit, but most of that show was just like, I don't care.
I'm looking forward to Sonic Racing.
Featuring Minecraft Steve and Hatsune Miku
That's the one.
And the Persona guy.
and Ichiban. And if leaks are to be believed, SpongeBob SquarePants.
Of course.
How could it
I mean,
not be?
He's in Magic the Gathering. Why not also get into Sonic Racing?
I do think I will probably save at this spot coming up and call that a stream. It's been about 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Speaking of kart racers, why the hell did they not release a Magic the Gathering kart racer when they did Aether Drift?
That's a great question.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Like, they should just, like, I feel like this is the kind of thing that constantly bugs me. Magic the Gathering should just be paying, well, I guess that's the problem, they have to pay people. But, like, get people to put out games set in the Magic the Gathering universe. Like, just, they don't even have to be, like, new games, just retro games. Like, that dumb kart racer, like, you know, SNES Mario Kart style for Aether Drift, or, like, you know, when they did the whole Phyrexian invasion back in the day, they could have done, like, a Vampire Survivors-esque game. Where you're just fighting waves of Phyrexians and do, like, a little roguelike type thing, you know? I don't know, like, it feels super easy, but they just won't. And I feel like if they did, people would actually, like, slowly become aware that Magic the Gathering is a thing that exists, and they wouldn't have to rely on, you know, latching onto Final Fantasy to get themselves new players. Oh, that thing looks messed up.
They made a tiny version of that, like, early game boss. It's...
Here goes.
Ow.
Come on. Dance for me.
Interesting to see how much these Switch 2 scalpers on Craigslist are asking for. Currently $100 on top of MSRP.
Apparently, I have not looked into any of the price stuff myself. I just saw a thing talking about it earlier. But apparently, due to the Final Fantasy set releasing and the subsequent price drops, a lot of scalpers have kind of been screwed out of, you know, scalping.
Good.
Here goes.
Yeah, no, good all around, but it's just very funny to see that apparently cards they were trying to sell on, like, Amazon or eBay or whatever for like $300 a piece are now really cheap, actually.
Oh, snap. Someone's selling a BVM.
Come on.
Look into that.
Dance for me.
What?
It's a similar name for PVM. It's the professional grade CRTs
Okay.
that were used in like broadcasting and medical imaging and stuff.
Okay. In my mind, when I hear acronyms like that, I just flash back to, like, hearing people talk about Dota and talk about BKBs.
Yeah.
I'm just like, I have no idea what this is. This is like an alien language.
I only know what BKB is in the context of PSO, where it's a Black King bar.
That's what it is in Dota.
Okay. Also posted an image of the BVM in chat for reference.
Anyway, that's going to do it for this. I will probably not be around tomorrow because of exciting events. Thursday, I should be around to play Call of Cthulhu on a different stream. I'll link it to people who care. And then, or if people are around. And then next week should be back. Well, hold on. Next week should be normal. Week after that, I probably won't stream on Tuesday.
Okay.
But,
All right.
on that note,
Good luck with all of your excitement.
that will do it for me. I'm going to hit the stop streaming button. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Bye-bye.